One day I wished to begin this opus, but I was unsure of the matter, and while I was in admiration, all thoughtful, in a vision came a water fountain of scintillating celestial colour and resplendent like frozen snow, and I saw it so clearly and distinctly that I could become intoxicated from that gaze, admiring the facts of God. Then there came an old man with a face like that of the sun, resembling it in form, nature and colour, and being quite temperate in his matter. And he asked me why I gazed at this fountain so intently. I answered that it was because of the great beauty that resided in it, and that it could not be otherwise than in it were contained some excellent virtue, for which I took great pleasure in contemplating it. And I wanted to find some man that could instruct me on how to bring this opus into the right direction, but which, according to my understanding, was practically unknown to mankind. It is true that I know how to conduct it and of its implements, but I doubt of its matter and of its name. Friend, since I know that you have a generous, kind and subtle spirit, that you did not come to the knowledge of the regimen without having worked long and hard, I will declare this. Hence, know that you have found what you were looking for, and are glad to have found me. Give praise to the Lord, for it is the fulfillment of your desire, because there is no creature on this earth from which you might derive any help, except for me and my kind. And in fact do realize that I am the one you seek. Yet I must tell you of my nature, my constitution, and my origin. For the first, I am but a ray of the sun that glows night and day in the depth of my nature, and I am from Ophir, and have never been married. But to obtain generation from me, you must marry me. By this means you will draw great treasure from me. What company shall I give you that is worthy of you? Friend, the fountain that you contemplated is the one that begat me, and I am as I was when I issued from its belly, immaculate. Know that, to accomplish what you spoke of, the matter must be pure and clean, for ordure brings forth only ordure, and in order to give company to my desire, you must take the aforesaid fountain, although it is she that engendered me, and she is my mother. Nevertheless, there is none other to be found across the whole earth that would be worthy of me, or possess the virtue to engender such a lord, as we will her and I. For this reason, abstain from seeking and using anything else but her and I. There is no other means despite her being my mother. For God has so willed and established that the conjunction must be operated between her and I, and there is no other way to obtain generation of our race. Art thou of the race of Ophir that were presented before King Solomon? He answered in the affirmative, and said that it was the most noble and ancient race of the whole earth, and the fountain that has begotten and distilled each and every one of us. You cannot fail in making this marriage, since you have the entire means of maintaining us for the time of our marriage. For if you were to fail to maintain us and to provide our needful nourishment, we would die damnably without any hope of resuscitation. I will not abandon you, and will keep close to you to maintain you and provide for your every enterprise. For if I were to fail in the slightest thing pertaining to your nourishment during your voyage, you would be irredeemably lost and could not resuscitate. And since I know that you are of such little expenditure, do not doubt of my benevolence, for I do nothing to regret. Thus be diligent and vigilant and assured, so that this great virtue that lay hidden in you is not lost.